Schedule 1. Man, I love this game. Guys, why is selling drugs so much easier than making YouTube content? In Schedule 1, I made a drug empire solely on gigantic beans and horse semen, got 90% of the town addicted to meth, and straight up kidnapped shopkeepers because I was too damn lazy to keep going to their shops to purchase stuff. And after all that, I got arrested for throwing a leaf at a cop. 11 out of 10 game. I am tired of AAA titles feeling more and more like slop over the last couple of years. Just hard pushing the same gameplay mechanics as previous titles in the franchise, but this time seasoned with a little bit of woke ideals and predatory monetization. It's getting dull and boring. Schedule 1 has been an insane sleeper hit in the industry, not only because it was by a solo dev, but this game released to way more players at launch and had an insanely bigger player base than even Assassin's Creed Shadows did at launch. And these released like within a couple of days of each other. Now that's insanely impressive. But Ty, I hear you ask with bated breath, how is a game about selling weed better than a multi-million-dollar company making a game about one of the biggest IPs in the industry? Well, little commenter, it's pretty simple. It's fun. It's just dumb fun. Why are games not fun anymore? In Schedule 1, there is something insanely satisfying about making a strand of weed called the Asmongold that makes anyone who smokes it go insanely bald. And they love it. Or chasing down a shopkeeper because I was stupid and bought one too many jars, so now I have to make 2 trips to the store. Thinking about it, I might be the bad guy. Or just straight up aura diffing the police when they stare at you funny. Dude, what's your problem? I'm just trying to save the planet here. Bro, what the fuck? He's staring so hard. You got a problem, officer? You got a problem, officer? Yeah, I didn't think so. I wouldn't know. I wouldn't do it. Yeah, what an asshole. And then proceeding to not give a fuck about their barricades. The cops are honestly a joke in this game. Schedule 1 is a true sandbox playground. Your main goal, of course, is to build a drug empire, but you can do so much other stupid shit, and it's great. You want to go gamble away all the money you've earned? Go do that. Wait a minute, this isn't Balatro. Or if you miss that predatory monetization from other AAA titles, you can sell content to people and then just steal it back. You basically become Ubisoft. And I'm sure it won't be long until someone decides to do a trash collection only run to the $10 million empire. Honestly, if someone streamed that playthrough on Twitch, I would love that shit. The game gets you fully immersed, and sure, for some people, it shows off a few IRL habits, like with Asmongold.
Oh my god, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man?
Dude just straight up hates cleaning. Gotta respect the consistency. But for me, it got me way more organized than I usually am. I normally need about 5 people just to help me sort out my taxes. But in Schedule 1, I somehow know exactly how much I can squeeze a person on transactions. I'm always aware of how much money my workers need and have got. And at any given moment, I know exactly how much inventory I have. Fuck, man, I should just take this shit up IRL. Slinging drugs makes me a far more productive person. But I'm loving the current trend of indie developed titles going insanely viral in the current market. It's almost like they're filling a void that the AAA studios have made, you know, actually making good games. I also love that Tyler, the developer, dropped a free sample of Schedule 1 that anyone can play and test out, and you can probably get about 5-10 hours of game time out of it, which of course will get you hooked, and then you'll drop some cash on the full product. It fits insanely well with the game. It's basically Tyler being our drug dealer and getting us hooked on his product. It's genius. And even outside of the game, another dev that made a similar title, Drug Dealer Simulator 1 and 2, is trying to start a lawsuit against Schedule 1 for what they say is unfair competition, and that there's similarities between the two games. It's like 2 actual drug cartels butting heads against each other. It's so good and it fits so perfectly. honestly, it's almost poetic. It does kind of suck for Tyler. I really hope this doesn't go anywhere and doesn't cost him anything. I love you, buddy. Please add a tie in the clothing options in a later update. Much love. So the game's Schedule 1 is pretty simple. You're a low-level dealer and the goal is to become a drug lord of your own empire. So basically you're starting as Walter White and you eventually evolve into Gus Fring. We start off peddling weed out of our uncle's trailer van, and here's where we get a little taster of the process. We plant the product, we water it, we shear the buds off of it, and then we package it ourselves. It basically boils down to busy work, and it's so satisfying and chill. I don't understand why. You can go for efficiency and just brute force the packaging, or you could be like me and try a few trick shots. But again, I don't know why I enjoy this so much. I think it's because of the physics that do it for me. It takes what would honestly be quite boring tasks and makes it fun, somehow. It's so hard to explain. Like, I could pick up litter in Schedule 1 all day and be so satisfied, but you ask me to actually take out my real life garbage, and I'm gonna piss and moan.
Nice shot!
Ah, inject that into my veins. Why did that feel so good? All I did was tidy my apartment. Or realizing that I am the king at watering plants in Schedule 1, but those skills don't really translate into the real world. Oh man, my shoes. But anyway, back to the start of the game, we deal out some of that Mary Jane. Yeah, I'm done with the kids. I do one transaction. This guy definitely knows too much. I need to deal with this. And we head over to our uncle's supplier who says that he's been getting ripped off from our uncle for a little while now, not giving him any money. Before we can dive into that nonsense a little bit further, we roach out as the police catch wind of the meeting. Kind of feels like a setup, but it's cool. We'll ignore it. We evade the police and now I have the high ground. Fuck you. How do I get down? And we escape, but the police do tail us and Unc gets arrested. Before we are next on the chopping block, we bail to a new city in his van to start again basically, and now the game truly starts. Welcome to Highland Point, home to the most addictive natured people in existence who just straight up refuse to use an actual bin. This place is a tip. I'm gonna make it big here. But hey, at least dumpsters are empty for when the cops catch me doing my shenanigans. Please don't look in here. Please don't look in here. Please don't look in here, please. We use these things that I think Tyler made just for this game called payphones. Never heard of it before. And apparently neither has this woman. Hey, excuse me, I'm using the phone. Personal space. Oh my God, I swear, if you do not back the fuck off. Dude, I've been here 5 minutes and I've already murdered someone. Fuck. At least drug dealing won't be on the top of my rap sheet. To speak to our uncle in prison, he sets us out to go find some cash he stored for a rainy day in some drop boxes. And while we're doing this, unfortunately our mobile home gets destroyed. Man, I only had one more payment on that thing. Damn it. But hey, at least I left a note. I guess we have some competition in Highland. Yeah, but no. You see, this might date the video a little bit because we only just got our first big update from Tyler where he added a few cosmetic items and decorating mechanics. But this whole rivalry thing with another empire doesn't actually go anywhere. I really thought when I first played this that we would have a competitive gang to deal with, or maybe several. You know, maybe steal their stock or they steal ours and just have a full-on rivalry. It would have been great and insanely hyped, but unfortunately, that doesn't actually happen in Schedule 1. Now, this game is early access, and Tyler has said in a later update they are going to implement more gang stuff. Awesome, cannot wait. But I thought I would mention that it's not here as of this video because I was kind of getting geared up for it and I was a little bit disappointed. The music, my God, the music in this game has absolutely no right being as good as it is. Most of the time it is pretty much nothing in terms of the soundtrack, but occasionally Tyler will slap you across the face with an absolute banger. I don't know what it is. These songs, to me, it sounds like Terraria and Minecraft had a one-night stand with each other, and I mean, they're paying for the consequences now. I'm not too sure if he got another person in to do the music, but my god, if he made the game and done the soundtrack, that's really impressive. So with nowhere else to live, we go buy a room at a motel and start growing, well, weed. that's kind of the game. I say we would start growing weed. Unfortunately, I placed a grow box the wrong way round. So unfortunately, I can't cook. I'm a terrible drug dealer. Did anyone else do this? Am I just an idiot? The game saved as well before I could actually harvest any plants. And because I'd already planted, I couldn't pick it up and move it. So I just kind of had to go back to my prior save, which was back in the prologue. It's a little annoying, little buggy. Anyway, after peddling some of the ganja, you earn enough money to buy new properties like an apartment above the Fat Dragon Chinese restaurant, love the name, or your own bungalow to barn to warehouse. The goal is truly just to expand, get bigger and bigger, hire more dealers to push more product, and more street cred to get access to harder drugs like meth and coke, all with their own benefits and risk factors. It's simple, it's bare bones when you think about it logically, but I cannot stop playing it. I'm always like, oh, I'll just bag up this product and then I'll call it a day, or hey, I'll launder the money I've got saved up and then I'll stop playing. But that never comes, that never happens. I never stop playing. I've done so many massive play sessions because I just get into a rhythm. It's truly one of those games where you just don't want to put down the controller, and it's been a while since I've played something like that. The tasks do seem pretty repetitive, and they are by nature, but oddly it's fun and relaxing. Once homebrewed, you can cook the harder drugs or just start mixing stuff with what you've made, and this is the best part for me. You can literally use anything from chilies to Duracell batteries to mix with your product, and this not only changes the cost of what you've made and how much money you're going to make, but it also has some crazy side effects, and they get pretty wild. They say getting high on your own supply is bad, but in Schedule 1, it basically gives you superpowers. Some strains that you mix together can make you move faster than the average Joe, or you can even slow down time, which will make you way more productive. Honestly, always keep a little something for yourself to get you through the day, because it can really help.
Disclaimer: Tie means this in the context of the Phony Hat video game. He does not and will not condone the use of illegal drugs in real life, as these are a big no-no and you shouldn't do it. But also, Tie isn't your mother. Do what you want. He's just a fat British nerd with a failing YouTube channel, so his opinion is trash anyway, so don't listen to it. Heck W.
Once the product is made, you need to deal it out, and this system is great too. Once you start making the big bucks by peddling product, you'll hit your deposit limit on your bank account, which makes sense because, hey, you don't want the tax man catching whiff of your empire. So you need to start laundering money, which means you have to then buy businesses. This leads you to having two currencies to deal with, your on-hand cash and what's in your bank account. And some shops will only take card payments, thanks COVID, and other places will only take cash, like the boomers they are. So yeah, you need to keep on top of these. There's also different areas for you to build out your empire too, stretching out your dealers to sell at the same time as you to start really raking in the cash. And even the more middle class consumers will only take the best grade of product you can get. So you have to make sure that you're fulfilling that demand. It's all genius, and though again, these are repetitive tasks, it can be fun, and the goal, of course, is to get it more automated, which once you achieve, frees you up, the player, to do more weird shit with your concoctions, like a methed out witch. There's always something to strive for in Schedule 1. You just keep grinding. It's like those mobile phone game on crack, and without the 30-second ad every 5 minutes. God, I fucking hate these things. Some finer mechanics I didn't even realize were in the game for most of my playtime. In fact, it wasn't until I looked at the achievements for Schedule 1 that I figured out there was a whole entire pickpocketing system in the game, where you can sell product to someone and then steal it back, or being able to counter offer customers who are making requests, not just by the cost of what they're paying, but also the amount they buy. It's all stuff I just learned as I went. Nothing told me about these mechanics. For such a cheap title, there is a lot going on, and there's so much to build from. The canvas on Schedule is pretty wild. This game could become insanely good. Well, I mean, it's already insanely good, like insanely good. and it's creative. I got fed up of waiting for nighttime to deal with the underworld suppliers. So what any rash man would do, I held them at gunpoint and kidnapped them. So now they work for me at my own operation and I can buy from them any time of the day. It's genius. It kind of felt like early builds of Minecraft where you got the Squidward looking guys working for you. I hope they don't patch this out. It's great. Getting the hang of the workers you hire though can be pretty confusing to start with, but once it clicks and you start seeing the automation in motion, it's such a good feeling. It's so satisfying. Of course, there are bugs. Some workers won't do exactly what they're told or will just start not working for some reason. I'm sure these will get ironed out. Tyler's already stated that he's looking into most of these bugs. It's early access, so I feel like I have to bring it up as I experienced it in the game, but I'm not too upset about it. This is one dude. Can't be too mad. My only real criticism is the lack of enforcement in Schedule 1. Sure, you can be randomly searched and you do run into these police blockades, which you can entirely skip most of the time, but they barely affect you. The only time I ever really dealt with the police was when they just caught me doing a random deal and I just wasn't paying attention. And sure, pedaling at night during a curfew can be a little bit more stressful than during the day, but if you're a Tony Hawk pro skater like me, it's never really an issue. But building an empire solely on blood, sweat, tears, and giant beans and horse semen was an awesome experience, and I cannot wait for more content for Schedule 1. If this seems up your street, 100% give it a shot. It's truly that good. Even for an early access title, I have sunk 40 plus hours into it, and the only reason I stopped was to make this video. I want to keep playing. I want that 10 million achievement. I am so happy the game was successful, and not because of a massive marketing budget or streamers just deciding this is the new hot thing, but because people played the free sample or picked the title up and recommended it to a friend, and then they recommended it to their friend. It was an old school way of marketing, and I'm so glad it paid off for Tyler. I cannot wait to see what he will do next with the title. Dude just had a passion and made it into a stellar good time. Sure, once you get all of the housing and all the businesses, you do run into a bit of a dead game where there isn't really too much more going on. You're making bank, your dealers are dealing, and to be honest, you're just constantly making money every day. Most things are automated, so yeah, you're kind of just grinding for that 10 mil achievement, and it can be a little bit boring, but as I stated, this is a early access title. Way more content will be added in future updates, and for how cheap it is at the moment, it's so worth buying right now. Jumping on at the ground floor, there is so much content here to make the purchase worth it. And let's be honest, you have a lot more stuff coming in the future, so you'll have a reason to keep coming back to the game. I only done about 40 plus hours so far, but I've seen some of my friends do 60 plus to 70 hours. And the game's been out like a week. So if that sounds like a good time to you, pick up the title. Games like Minecraft had to start somewhere, right? I want more of these games. I want the indie industry to truly flourish in the next few years. One of my all-time favorite games is Noita, another indie hit that came out of nowhere, and I've sunk hundreds of hours into that game. And it still gets updated today, and it's years old. It's great stuff. Us gamers can change the current industry. We just need to stop investing into slop and microtransaction funnels and focus on supporting indie devs, and the big studios will take notice. The only way they will ever listen is if we attack their pockets. And thankfully, I think we're starting to see that happen, especially with how much of a dog shit title Assassin's Creed Shadows was, and then it got completely overshadowed by a funny weed game. That's such poetry. I love it. Go buy the game, share it with a friend. And if you know any other titles that are just quirky, fun, good times like this, let me know. I'd love to play them and do videos on them. Let me know in the comment section. You know, after you're subscribed, of course, and liked the video. Standard stuff, come on. But that's all from me. Thank you for watching the video, especially if you made it right to the end. I'd love to give a massive shout out to my Patreons for supporting this startup empire with that dollar bill, y'all. Thank you, Pitstab, Guyinthetie, and Chris Spicer. You guys are absolute legends. I'll see you guys in the next video. Stay safe out there and stay fashionable, gents. Tie out. Peace. Oh, and Tyler, please add the ties in. It's in your name. Come on, bro.